Epstein interview. Wait.
Walk me through the whole thing.
Speeches.
It starts with a dinner. Just walk me through it.
It was boring.
You couldn't possibly think it was boring. It's bullshit.
It was boring.
You had to be stars in your eyes.
No.
Did you fly over privately?
Yes, but it wasn't my plane.
So it didn't count?
No.
Jesus.
You fly over.
Yes.
And
it was
who were the first? Like when you first met those leaders, you had to be wowed.
No.
You're 10 years out of Coney Island.
No, I'm not wowed by people of position.
It doesn't count.
I'm wowed by people of great ideas. And I don't care if it's the bus driver. I don't care if it's the student I had who has teeth coming out in every direction.
Well, these guys have to have great ideas. They're the leaders of the 3 great continents of the world: North America, Europe, and Japan.
No, many of these world leaders become world leaders because they're popular and they were able to get votes, or they were able to convince people to vote for them. I learned later. Many of them were just good at what they did in terms of politics. Remember, world leaders are politicians in general. They're not scientists, they're not intellectuals, they're not great thinkers, they're great politicians.
At the first Trilateral Commission meeting that you remember,
he's right.
Tokyo,
yeah, he is.
Sometime in the early 90s. Do you remember what were the big issues of the day that they were talking about?
Yeah, in fact, it was funny because they were talking about inflation. And they were worried that what would happen, how do you control inflation?
Right, motion, influence, control.
As a mathematician,
popularity.
I didn't understand the concept. I don't understand the concept today. How's that possible? Well, when you talk about most things to do with money, money is meant to be local. It's U.S. dollars. Then I understand what it means.
We're gonna go to
if
40
inflation
with,
means my
Clinton.
dollar today inflates, and it doesn't buy as much as it did a couple of years ago. Financial crisis, like you'd blame someone for giving your father most people. And it's easy to blame people for the financial crisis, like you'd blame someone for giving your father the drink before he had his heart attack. But what really happened, the real enemy of the finance system was Bill Clinton. And if you ask me what and who caused the financial crisis, I would tell you it was Bill Clinton.
Man.
Because of what Bob Rubin he did to deregulate the financial system?
No.
Wow.
Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership. And you asked me whether everyone should own a home. And I told you no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits.
No, not at all.
Okay, then
I didn't say they were the culprits. I was pretty clear it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And why was it Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton wanted to get votes from those people. And he sold them the idea that instead of renting in a house, and historically the values of houses have gone up, and he said, you guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before, I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way because I'm sure I'll get your vote.
Oh my.
That you can own a house.
Bro.
Because I want your vote. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you buy a house, Mr. Bannon, when you really, you're right on the border, maybe, or not even on the border. Your credit is not good.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's be honest. And it's not my fault. It's
5
not
minutes how he was
Bill
recruited?
Clinton's
Okay,
fault.
all right, after
but
this.
Whatever happens, at the moment your credit score or whatever it is, your credit's not good. Now, normally, you come to me and want to borrow money, I'm a bank, and I say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bannon, I can't lend you money because your credit score is not up to where it needs to be. Hopefully, if you work harder and clean up some of your problems, it will be. But no, what I say to you is, I'm going to figure out a way to lend you, not give you.
He's right about this. He's talking about subprime mortgage loans. He's right. Like, yeah, I mean, this is it. Holy shit.
I'm going to lend you money anyway,
I-
though you don't have a good credit score. And don't worry, I'm going to get rid of the term that you don't have bad credit. Bad credit sounds pejorative. You don't want to be a person.
Sounds judgmental.
Yes, sounds judgmental.
Of course.
So what we're going to do is we're going to call your credit situation
Yeah.
subprime. Oh, nobody knows what that means. Subprime. That means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit, less than good credit. So we'll call it something that people really won't follow. And we'll tell you what, we're going to have people lend you money, though you are a subprime borrower.
Dude, smart.
And I will figure out some government agencies to guarantee your loan, though I don't think you're a good risk. So the banks say, no, no, no. We don't want, initially, the bank said, sorry, this is too risky, Mr. President, for us. We're in the business of managing risk. It's not our money. It's the hard-working people's money sitting in our bank.
Right.
We can't lend to people whose credit is not prime.
Sure.
You're asking us to lend to people who are subprime. And he says, here's the key, if you don't, Mr. Bannon, I'm going to make sure the Justice Department charges you with discriminatory lending because you refuse to lend to
black
my
people. Yes.
subprimers. In business terms, you should never lend to. But what we'll do is we're going to, I'm going to form an agency called Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae, just another agency names. They'll guarantee your loan. So don't worry.
I feel so vindicated right now. This is crazy. Holy fuck.
Don't worry.
Holy
You don't
fuck.
have to pay it back anymore. Even though you, and maybe
Wow.
you don't even have to work as hard anymore. That's probably a harsh statement, but these players, these two big
Can you summarize
firms,
this? Yeah, basically what he's doing is he's saying that Bill Clinton and the people that were in charge made a system where basically you would give money to people who you shouldn't give money to, but if you don't give money to those people because there's a correlation with ethnic different groups, like for example black people or Hispanics, that then they can create a punishment for basically saying that, oh, well, because you're not giving money to these different large groups of ethnic minorities, that now it's because you're being discriminatory rather than the fact that you're just exercising discretion based off of like basically investment tables. So, and then also it's by keeping those people, like, remember what I said before about how it's like keeping them on the clock, right? Always making sure that those people aren't able to ever, you know, like kind of like get outside of the money that they're continually having to pay.
Fannie Mae will guarantee
To make
the
them
fact that
reliant
that
on the
bank
system and continually
will
fucking
receive its
vote
money.
for the same people.
Now, the bank says, wow,
Yep.
best deal in history. I refused to lend to Mr. Bannon, but now he has the big brother, his Uncle Sam. He went to his Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam says, I'm guaranteeing it. The bank says, I want everybody. Give me as many people as you can give me. Because Uncle Sam is the best credit in the world. Not only it's the United States government. We'll take it all. We'll take as much subprime as we can handle, because it's the best investment for the moment. It's a strange investment because it has politics.
The YouTube videos no
that has
longer up anymore?
Inserted
There's
its
no
way into the numbers. Politics doesn't belong in the markets.
Oh, it's here.
But now we're going to have, I want the votes. We'll make guarantees that you who can't get a house normally will be able to get a house from the bank. The bank says, this is the best deal in history. We will package 100, 300, 1,000 of you subprimers, and we'll sell it off to somebody else. And the whole system becomes mired in subprime mortgages.
Man.
That's becomes the
What do
issue.
you mean mired? There's just too much supply. It's a supply demand problem. You get too much supply.
No, It's
Is
a very good
subprimers
question.
like a slur?
What does
Yeah.
too much supply mean? Well, then you get to people, go back to your first question to me,
The financial crisis.
government leaders. Government leaders know if they're good, and they can do mathematics, they can balance their checkbooks. So certain people in Congress said, well, how do you value these subprime mortgages? The banks say we've been valuing them the same way we've always valued them for the past 20 years. The accounting.
This is like listening to a dev explain how they designed the game. You know, like it's like listening to, yeah. It's like a dev interview.
Firms, there's something in this country called GAAP accounting, which is a standard type of accounting.
Generally accepted accounting principles.
And we account for them the same way we've always accounted for them. If we paid $1,000 for your mortgage last night,
Yes.
when we put it on our books today, we're going to say its value is $1,000.
Right.
So it makes sense. I paid for it. What's its value?
Like Blizzard, yeah.
It's $1,000. That's what I paid for it last night. No. The Congress people said, that's not really a good answer, you know. That doesn't give us confidence that you know what you're doing. Because what happens if you have to sell it tomorrow morning?
Uh-huh. This is
there's
explained in the movie The Big
something's happened
Short.
and you have to sell it. Remember, there's kinds of stress tests. Would you be able to value it at what you paid for it the day before? And Wall Street says, that's not the way you can think about this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We always value things at the cost from the
I
day
can't
before.
wait. I'm listening to an accounting
And
lecture
they
from
changed
this dude.
the accounting
When the
method.
dev speaks, you listen.
In essence, to say not what it was
That's
worth
crazy.
yesterday, but if I have to sell, what would it be worth?
Yeah.
That's impossible. So what happens is every bank now has to value something they bought yesterday at lower than they paid.
Architect, yeah.
Never before in 20 years did they have to do this. So something they bought at 1,000 on their books was 1,000 is now
I'm going to be honest. The more I watch this, the more I'm not sure if he's dead.
990.
Yeah.
That starts to. You asked the question about what did I start to think about.
I don't know.
Something's 1,000 and 990. This person now has to value it at 980.
When did you first start to get nervous, understanding Bill Clinton in all this? Did you change glasses?
Yes.
Okay.
I changed shirt.
I saw the black.
It's a weird guy, bro. He changed his shirt in the middle of the interview.
Are you okay with the?
Yeah, great. I think we're gonna have all kinds of changes.
I'm experimenting. Okay.
When did you get a feeling? Did you?
Valued at 9.
When did you get a feeling? Did you ever anticipate before it happened something like 2008 could happen?
No.
He body swap?
How could that be?
Because it's the word I can beat it to death is that it's very much like would I anticipate I'll have a heart attack tomorrow? Unlikely.
Was 2008 a heart attack or a stroke? Debilitating.
Oh.
It's a better. I don't. It was both. But why was it both? Because in fact, as I said, the blood was getting dried up in the system, and the head, which is sort of the central bank, wasn't working.
Jesus.
So to some extent, it was a combination. It was just a crisis.
Did you see that building up over time?
Jesus.
It's always been lurking in the background. I mean, if you have an older parent,
Search
would you
Epstein
say
alive?
it's possible? Did you anticipate him
Guys.
having a heart attack today? No, you hope things are going to go better and maybe they'll fix it up. The
time
system was
travel-
getting
yeah.
too complex, and it wasn't based on derivatives because what people keep forgetting, and as I was just explaining, Wall Street
Man.
and in many professions, including Wall Street makes it sound complicated. They don't want the little guy to understand what they do because they make so much money.
Yeah,
And they don't
true.
do very much. So they couch it in words like derivative and stock options and commodity futures and different types of contracts. It's all fairly, everyone is capable of understanding it. It is not complicated. But Wall Street, because they make so much money from doing fairly simple things, needs to make it more complicated than it really is.
We had a very big recession in the early 90s based upon real estate and Japan.
Dude, it's just like I enjoyed living in ignorance more. Yeah, he just, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. We're gonna move around a little bit more in a couple of minutes, okay?
And basically imploding.
Let's again,
Okay.
you had a recession in the 90s. I don't know what it's based upon. It's always interesting to look back and say, separate from, there's certain triggers, like there, in the 70s there was a...
What do you think it was based upon, the 90s downturn? Clearly there was a huge downturn.
No, I know there was a downturn. That's what I know for sure. I don't...
That's a fact.
That's all. Everything else is sort of speculation
Wow.
about why did he have that?
I understand that, but
Sorry.
there's some speculation that has 0% probability of being true, and there's others that have 90%. In the range, when you look at the range of alternatives of what could have caused it in 90, and what I'm trying to do is get you all the way up to 2008.
This is insane.
Look, you're the smartest guy in the room, right? You know that. Do you think there's anybody in the world today?
Oops, this is going to be a bad question.
No, but do you think anybody in the world today, the Alan Greenspans, the Bernankes, is there any central banker you know, any partner of any Wall Street firm, any guy running a trading desk, and I would take it that would be, or anybody at a Larry Fink at BlackRock, Steve Schwartzman at Blackstone, the top 100 financial guys, and let's throw in a couple of Nobel economists, and let's throw in the best professors at Wharton, at Harvard, at Stanford. Do you think that there's anybody that understands money or understands the world's financial system as good as you?
There must be.
But it doesn't come to the top of the head.
No.
Okay, fine.
Wow. Holy shit. Bro, what the fuck? Oh my fucking God. Look at his face.
Now that I've gotten that, let's go back to 1990. In that arc from the fall of the Berlin Wall to 2008.
Good.
We started with the implosion in Tokyo of the Japanese economy, Japanese financial markets. We had the huge run-up in internet stocks, right? We had the implosion of that in 2000. The bankruptcy of Drexel Burnham in 90. Implosion of Japan, huge run-up in equity markets for the internet, implosion of the internet in 2000, 10 years later roughly. And then this run-up through the Iraq War and all that, the run-up to 2008. Every 10 years, it seems like, we're in some sort of 10 years before the 1990s was the 70s.
You sound like an astrologer.
Okay.
And not a finance person.
You're supposed to be a mathematician. It just seems to me a pattern of every 10 years.
That's misleading. That's exactly right. Because people like to see patterns. People like to see patterns where there are none.
So a pattern of a financial crisis every 10 years is just in my mind.
Yes.
Long-term capital.
Jesus, he just says it. Oh my God. This is nuts. What the fuck is this? Yeah. Emperor Palpatine? No, I was actually thinking about that, right? This is more like Darth Plagueis. And then what followed after Darth Plagueis is Palpatine, who took over the government. Who is that?
The long-term capital that had to be bailed out back in the late 90s when everybody panicked. And that wasn't that bailout today would look small.
How about that,
$5 billion or was $30 billion.
Businesses fail all the time.
But they long-term capital, the Federal Reserve stepped in.
But I'm saying people go bad. Things go bad all the time.
Yes, you're correct. The audience that's watching this, the little guys, they go bankrupt all the time and nobody gives a shit. You know why? They're a little guy. But when long-term capital management goes bankrupt, or Bear Stearns goes bankrupt, or Lehman Brothers goes bankrupt, people care because
it's an unfair characterization.
Why do you say that?
Because again, it's the complexity of the situation. If you think about you have a complex system. You have your body. Now, in fact, the little guy is my finger. This is.
And Bear Stearns is your heart.
That's correct. The banking system is my heart. The system, I can't risk my because remember, it's not only my.
You haven't been able to name.
Hang
another,
on.
You haven't.
What,
hang on. No, hang on.
I was trying to hang. I wanted to see if the hang on worked.
No. You haven't been able. You're not good enough yet. You're like junior wizard trying to do it. You haven't. Yes. I'll say, since we can't name another guy that's as good as you. There may be a couple out there. You're not bragging. You're humble.
Dude, this is. Oh my God. Who is this? This is insane. Really, this is nuts.
It had to be sometime. Please tell me there was some time before you went to jail and basically got cut off from daily information in the summer of 2008.
The most humble.
That you started to get very nervous. That this
Don't
complex
leave the video.
system,
It was
that
taken
something was
down.
deeply
No, it
wrong.
wasn't. I'll try it again.
Okay,
Copy.
first, let's go back.
Paste.
When I say no one understands the system better than I
See?
do, it doesn't mean I
You always
understand.
sound like a doctor. You're afraid he's going to get sued for giving a thing.
Yes,
You're not taking on
no.
any liability. There's
Yeah.
no contingent liability here for
Yeah,
your answers.
no. But the word understand is the problem.
Okay.
I don't understand the system. So I don't understand the financial
Will you
system.
please stop? You cannot sit here
Man.
and tell me.
No.
What we just went through, I'll go through again. The
It's
hedge
region
fund managers,
locked?
the money
Really?
managers, the central bankers, the commercial bankers, the heads of the investment banks, the heads of all the trading desks, the top economists, and I'll throw in the business school lecturers at Stanford. Of all the top 200, 250, you can't name at the top of your head the guys are at least at your level. You have to understand it somewhat.
No. Sorry. We all don't understand it.
Man,
No one understands it. It's a miracle.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
that's part of the problem. It's impossible
Wow.
to understand. That word understand simply means if this happens here, that will
You
happen.
share the video. Yeah, this is nuts. Let me go back. I'm going to find the other ones too. So apparently he talks about the Illuminati.
Like it was yesterday, one of the headlines in Time magazine said, "David, please fire yourself." So he thought that there was a world that existed that would be a combination of both politics and business and leadership. What do I mean? He formed something called the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is some spooky stuff. People said it was something, the Illuminati, there's some mystery.
No way. Oh my God.
About it, people that ran
He
the world.
actually said it.
It was politicians, but David said most countries, the politicians get elected for 4 years or 8 years, separate from the royal families in England or in the Middle East. Someone's there for 4 years and then they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
The most important people to have stability and consistency would be businessmen. So he formed this Trilateral Commission of businessmen and politicians from three.
He's literally talking about how they made the fucking, basically the Illuminati. This is, so you literally have, so remember when I said this is like a dev video? What the fuck? It's literally just a dev video. Alex Jones was right about everything. Oh my God. He's showing the source code? He is. I just, wow.
Major continents. So it was the North Americans, the Europeans, and the Asians. So he said to me, would you like to be on the
McAfee?
Trilateral
Yeah.
Commission? No.
As I said, bro, I talked to McAfee once. It was probably the most starstruck I'd ever been. Like whenever I like, because like I was gonna try and get him to join Trainwreck's podcast. But whenever I talked to him, I was like, what the fuck?
I was 30 years old, 32 years old. I said, great. And he said, well, you have to fill out this application so they have your bio. And I looked at the list of people, and it was Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, Paul Volcker, every great leader in America, the Asians, the Japanese, and with a very long description of their history. And they asked me to fill in what I would like to have written. And I wrote Jeffrey Epstein, comma, just a good kid.
So he's just there with everybody else on this commission with everybody. Yeah, we already saw this part. Just a minute.
Derivatives were not a fundamental, derivatives are not a fundamental cause of anything.
Was it Sunday or Monday? I take it was Monday morning when you made your 2 collect calls and you were talking to Bear Stearns on one hand and Morgan Stanley on the other.
J.P. Morgan.
J.P. Morgan. That was Monday morning. Did you, Jeffrey, being one of the financial geniuses in the world, did you understand what Lehman Brothers going into bankruptcy, the domino effect, that by Thursday the financial system would be under such extremis that if it didn't have $1 trillion cash infusion in the United States, it might collapse? Did you know that at the time? Did you view that at the time?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, I don't want to bore you or the audience with the idea of it's a medical procedure, but you had system failures. So you'd recognize that if I said to you, did you realize when your father was on the ground and he was clutching his chest and he couldn't breathe, it was a bad situation.
He's full of shit. I mean, like, if this guy, the thing is that, I mean, this guy was like, it is astonishing to see how influential this random guy is. Really, I mean, it's insane. He's dropping lore. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. He's a real life Sith Lord. Yeah, this guy's like a Sith Lord or something. Like, what the fuck? He's there, like, fucking. This is insane. Like, I don't even know how he's not full of shit. Yeah, that's what's nuts. At the end of the video, he talks about Satan. Oh no. Okay. He could be schizo ranting? Apparently not.
Could die. That's how I saw it.
Did you immediately think about the commercial paper market? I mean, the mechanical triggers that actually you had to blow through these circuit boards. Did you know the circuits? Did you understand the circuits, or did you have a concept of the circuits that were going to get blown through?
Yes, but only because of an analogy to a body. And in fact, from my telephones against the wall with my little metal wires, because the next day I talked to another person in Washington about the issues of what I thought was happening, and I made the same discussion about the...
They were at the Treasury Department?
Yes.
So he just makes a call to the Treasury Department.
In a 6x9 cell in...
The phones were outside the cell.
In Palm Beach County, California?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wait, so he's in jail and he calls the Treasury from jail? I'll go 27 minutes after this.
Diet.
West Palm Beach, Florida. West Palm Beach, Florida. West Palm Beach, Florida. You're making a call to Washington, D.C. to talk to some deputy secretary of Treasury.
Someone in Treasury.
Right. Someone in Treasury.
Right.
And that does not, the night before you go to bed, it doesn't dawn on you at all. You never have a moment of self-reflection that, how did I end up on this metal cot when I should be at the center of things?
No, I had a telephone, so I said, I can talk to, it makes no difference where I am, in fact. I'm still talking to the same person if I was at my home in Palm Beach. But I'm
the
here in
difference is you're
jail.
home in Palm Beach.
I can dial my own phone.
That's bullshit. No, but you can also make 1,000 phone calls. Here you got to make one, and he's got to take.
Think
the
how much
charges.
better that was. I had to decide who was the right person to call. That was unusual for me, because I would have called 20 people.
And
before.
what was the advice you gave him?
I said, you have a sick patient, and it's very much like a sick patient in the emergency room. You can't think about it like your car. People in normal walks of life think about money and things as a machine. And unfortunately, so if your car breaks,
This
cars
guy's
are always
crazy?
easy
Yeah.
to fix. My jets, my cars, if it breaks, I know it can be fixed because it simply follows the same pattern. If this part breaks, you replace the part and the thing works again. People and the financial system are not machines. They can't be fixed the same way. You can't simply take out put some more juice into the commercial paper market, and that's like replacing the carburetor on the car. It's much more, I have a patient who can't breathe, has a stomach problem, can't see, looks...
This is nuts. Chad, all calling to space right now should make you feel sick? No, absolutely not. I think this is a revealing thing. A lot of the people that have always been villains inside of, like, this is the issue that I think Marvel movies and, TV shows have confused a lot of people into. A lot of the people that are the biggest villains in history are incredibly smart, extremely charismatic, and, like, ridiculously competent. Insanely competent. This entire idea that all the villains are like these big, dumb, the big dumb fat guy bully, that you just beat him, you punch him in the face, and then, oh, we got him, and that's it. That's not how it works. It's not.
Bleeding at the same time. What do I do first? I have to think about it as a system. Where's the most logical
Dr.
place?
Doom?
What's the most
Yeah.
dangerous place? If your heart stopped, we have to start your heart again. In the equivalent to the money market,
Yeah.
why do I have to start your heart again? I need to get your blood flowing. If your blood stops, you're dead. If liquidity, which is the equivalent of blood in the financial system, dries up.
Liquidity is basically cash, putting cash into the
Forget
system.
about what it is.
Okay.
Liquidity is liquidity. It allows the system, it's the blood of the system. You need to pump blood hard into the body of the economy to keep it flowing. And if you're, especially when you're worried about someone dying, you're not going to be worried about the niceties of, well, you got the shirt dirty and there was some damage. Pump in that blood, keep that heart
When you
pumping
talked
blood.
to the person in Treasury on Tuesday, the 16th, did you get a feeling as you were sitting in your 6x9 jail cell in West Palm Beach, Florida, that they were on top of things?
No, you can't. It's impossible to be on top of things. There's no such thing. It's, again, the doctor watching the patient die. You hopefully have some confidence that he's seen it before. He recognizes that there are some steps he has to take first before he bandages the guy's finger or worries about what shoes he has on. So you hope that the people in charge, your doctors who are working on the emergency patient, have enough experience and, frankly, judgment to try to keep the patient alive.
Did you think that they had those things, patience and judgment?
They had pretty good judgment, and you needed a lot of luck, just like in the dead patient. You need to, hopefully you put that blood in and it's not too late. And you make some mistakes, but you have to know you're going to have to give it a shock.
In the run-up to the September crash.
This is all from jail. And this is him talking about being in jail.
How did you hear about what was going to happen to Lehman Brothers, and what did you immediately think when you heard they was going to be put into bankruptcy?
I'm glad you asked that question. I was in solitary confinement September 14th.
Now, how the fuck do you know about this?
Again, some of the public stories about the wonderful time I had in jail and my work release, which didn't come till months after.
Yeah.
I'd been there since June in an 8x10 cell with a bed in the back, a 6-foot bed in the back, a chrome sink with a toilet attached to it, and a little piece of metal sticking out that was supposed to act as a table. Now, since I was in jail, there were no books. Why? There's no library.
Why not?
No library, but you're in jail.
Yeah, why?
No, I was in jail, not prison. So in jail, I was in a place that was called the Special Housing Unit.
We saw this before. Let me get to the other part too. Okay, there's one more. There are two more.
Dog with a bone in this thing.
Yes.
You can't. There's something deeply fucked up with you.
At least something.
What we know.
Wait, what?
Yes, you get two cleaners. No. I was a trustee in the jail because I was able to teach some of the kids to help them get their GED. So that's how they gave me a trustee job.
There's no time. I got to go back to this because
Oh my
I'm
God.
like a dog with a bone in this thing.
Yes.
You can't. There's something deeply fucked up with you.
At least something.
Well, we know there are things deeply fucked up with this. You will get through in this film,
Right.
but you cannot possibly have to sit there, knowing that you came from nowhere, knowing that you went to the very top of what is considered outside of science and maybe physics, the thing people most admire because it's like alchemy, understanding high finance.
Uh-huh.
To sit there in what will be the defining financial crisis of our time, like Black Friday or Black
Yes.
Monday, whatever
Uh-huh.
it was in the Great Depression, and be there at that exact moment, triggered in part by a firm that you used to be a partner in and knew intimately well, and it created much of your initial net worth because of, and know that you couldn't, someone who lives on a phone, right?
Yes.
Because you do live on a phone, right?
Yeah, sure.
You had to make just two collect calls. You cannot tell me sometime during that day you did not have that conversation with yourself of how the fuck did I do this to myself to put myself in West Palm
It's a good
Beach in a
question.
6x9 cell with a metal fucking bed with a brown
Yeah,
shirt
true.
that said trustee spelled wrong.
So did I find it amazing that I was there? That's a
Not
better-
amazing, and I don't want to say it was not funny. Oh, I thought
I wasn't funny.
Right.
But
not
I-
amazing.
no, it was incredible.
Incredible in what way?
This-
Incredible, like how do I do this to myself?
No. It's as incredible as me sitting here in this house. They are both just two sides of the coin. That's how I think about it. That my life today is incredible.
Do you consider yourself a stoic?
No. I consider myself a hermit. Stoics are not very happy.
Being a hermit then,
What?
being in that 6x9 cell, being in the cell, qua the cell was not the problem, right?
What?
Correct.
What was the problem?
Eating the almond joy bars.
Because you couldn't eat the food.
No, right.
Dude, this
And
is
there- but
ridiculous.
remember, my life is.
Did that ever strike you that I can't
Oh my
eat the
God.
food because somebody might have done something to it? I gotta eat. I gotta live off an almond joy bar, one a day or two a day or whatever. How many ever sneak in a day?
No sneaking in.
Your one almond joy bar, did that not? It did not hit you at some time. How the fuck did I do this?
No.
Last year, I was sued for $1.3 million.
I made a video, and the video was of me where I said that I snuck into an all-inclusive resort, and I wanted to see how long I could stay there. Here's what happened. I posted the video, and it did really see how long I could stay there. Here's what happened. I snuck into an all-inclusive resort, and I wanted to see how long I could stay there. Here's what happened. I posted the video, and it did really well, and I was pretty excited about it. And then I do stand-up comedy. I'm a comedian. And a few weeks after that, I was doing a show at a major college. I'm about to go on stage. The opener is on stage. The show has already started. I'm sitting out in the crowd taking videos on my phone just to show people. And everyone in the crowd was in college, right? And then this older dude, I want to say 40s, like ex-military type shaved head, he came up to me and he was like, "Austin?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Can I take a photo with you?" And in my narcissistic brain, I went, "Oh, this guy must like my videos." And so I take the photo and I'm smiling, 2 thumbs up. And then he hands me an envelope full of paper. And that paper is telling me that I am being sued for for $2 million. So I'm sitting backstage and I'm reading through this paper, and they're about to bring, and this paper says I'm sued for $2 million, but it says it in there's a lot of sheets here, you know what I mean? So I'm like going through reading all this legal jargon, I'm using ChatGPT, Googling stuff, and then they brought me on stage.
Yes, what's up, guys?
And I'm supposed to do a 30-minute set. So in my head, I'm panicking, I'm freaking out, I'm like, oh, it's over. I lost everything I have. So I go on stage. And I'm doing my set pretty much on autopilot. I'm just like doing the jokes, but in my head I'm like freaking out, but I'm like, I hope they can't tell that I'm freaking out. And then I'm about 10 minutes into my set, and someone from the audience yells, "The police are here."
Cops?
So I think I'm getting arrested. I think that they found me. They know where I am. They know that I'm gonna be there, and that they called the police and they're coming to arrest me. So I'm on stage in front of 200 to 300 kids, and I'm like, oh, they're about to watch me go to jail. Like, it's over, it's done.
For me? Is it for me personally? For me? Is it for me personally, or is it for the show? Thank God, dude. Okay.
And that was one of the biggest moments of relief in my life. Too much relief. I think a little too much relief, because then I started talking shit to the cops.
I know it's $10 for tickets, though, man.
So then, after the show, it's now midnight. I don't have a lawyer. I don't know a lawyer. I don't know anyone who wants to be a lawyer. Like, that's not a world I live in. So I'm calling people who I think might know lawyers. I finally get in touch with this lawyer. And remember, it's midnight. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. I forgot to mention that. This was Valentine's Day. So whoever the guy who served me was has no one that he loves in his life. And I want that on record. I finally get in touch with a lawyer who's a friend of mine. And he was the nicest guy in the world. And he really talked me down. He basically said, he was like, look, they don't expect this money from you. They know you don't have this money. And I was like, good. I'm glad we're on the same page there. So he was like, basically, they're probably trying to scare you into taking the video down. And I was like, yeah, it's working. That's, they got me. Also, just like, if you want a video of mine taken down, DM me. I'll take it down. You know, like, I don't need to deal with this. And by the way, I understand this is my fault. Like, I get, like, this is on me. You know what I mean? Like, I made a video where I was doing stuff that I was not supposed to be doing, and then I posted that video on the internet. Like, I 100% responsibility. My bad. So the next week on Monday, I called the law firm that was suing me.
Hey, this is Austin. How are you doing?
Good.
I was hoping to talk to please.
And you're calling regarding...
You guys are suing me for $1.3 million right now.
And by the way, all the footage you're about to see was taken in New York, which is a one-party consent state, which is a very badly named law that refers to video and audio recording only.
We'll settle for you. Just take down all of the things. Take it off Instagram, take it down from YouTube.
I would be willing to offer that I'm not going to make any content about this lawsuit, would be my other stipulation I'm willing to offer right now. But if you guys are hard...
I'm more than willing for you to post the lawsuit.
They dropped the lawsuit and I took the video down. Subsequently, I have a lawyer now, and I run all of my videos by him before they get posted. So I know you're watching this. Thank you for watching this. Please let me post this. And I could have just let it end there, but I wanted to do it again. I wanted to do it again. I don't know why. I wanted to get this right, partially because it got a lot of views. I'm not going to pretend like that wasn't at least, if this video got 1,000 views, I wasn't remaking it, you know what I mean? But it did really well. So I called my lawyer, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do it again. And I heard him take a sharp inhale, and he went, let me see what I can do. So he basically walked me through the steps, how to make a video like this but legal. Step 1, you have to pay for a room at the resort. And step 2, you have to find a resort that has policies that'll let any person paying for a room film on site. So through some research, I found those things, and we did it again. Let's hope I don't get sued again.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I cannot get euros out of a euro ATM. Slovakian card, euros in the account, no euros to get.
No, altijd wat je dus wel. My European card with only Czech crowns on it. And voila, I can get euros.
So if I get a Czech card, I can get euros, but not a euro card.
With our ATMs, there has to be like an exchange rate, but unfortunately,
I'm sorry that it sounds weird, right? You see the point? Yeah, we see it too. $85 fee for getting out $500? Yeah, like you can imagine we didn't really want to do that, right?
I understand.
Yeah, I'm glad you do.
This is an utter lie and a clear trap.
And that's how it's set up. This Euronet ATM offers euros for withdrawal. But if you're from a euro country where you use euro as a currency, you will not have access to that feature because they couldn't charge you any fees. It's a very smart trick that we just discovered, and it's mind-blowing. In one of the previous videos, we showed you a woman that was getting 1,000 euros out of one of these ATMs, and she was charged more than 170 euros extra in fees for the withdrawal. The problem was that her account, despite the fact that it was in euros, the currency in the account was euros, was based and originated in the Czech Republic, where we use different currency. Therefore, they did the conversion, which seemed like a nasty trick. But I saw that and I thought to myself, well, if they offer euros for withdrawal, what happens if somebody from a euro country will try to get euros? How will that work out? So I actually found a bunch of friends, our viewers. I found a girl from Portugal, a guy from Slovakia, a guy from the Netherlands. And we used their euro account cards that are from a eurozone, in other words, euro country. I've said euro many times, but it is a very important fact. And the ATM did not offer them euros for withdrawal. Portuguese card out of Portugal with euros in the account. Okay. You want cash, so hit cash.
Ah, okay. I see the point.
You see the point? Yeah, we see it too. Portuguese card with euros in the account inside a Euronet. Euro ATM does not offer you to get euros out. Card from Slovakia with euros in the account. Let's try to get some euros. Cash. Slovakian card, euros in the account, no euros to get. Card from Netherlands,
yeah,
with euros on it.
Yeah.
So let's tap it. Okay, we want cash. Only Czech crowns, no euros. So if I take a Czech card, I will be offered to withdraw, or I will not be offered anything because the ATM actually just turned off. Now let me show you what it does with the Czech card. When I select cash, suddenly the euro option is available, because when I click it and I will select to get 1,000 euros out, I will not be charged 1,000 euros, but the charge will happen in Czech crowns, and it will happen at a margin or markup of almost 14%, as it states here on the ATM. So despite the fact that the ATM is saying that total amount I'll be charged is 1,000 and almost 4 euros, the account charge is actually displayed here in crowns, and it is much, much higher. So if you insert a euro card, the ATM will not give you an offer of euros. If you insert a Czech card, it will give you the option of euros. Now, what happens if you insert any other card out of this country and out of the Eurozone? Well, we actually have an American card, and if you do that, again, the ATM will offer you euros for withdrawal because it can make the conversion between dollars and euros with the same markup in percent, and you're going to be charged ridiculous amounts for getting your money out. Now, here's actually a fun side quest with the American Dollars card. We even found an ATM in Prague that offers dollars
from United States for withdrawal. And believe it or not, we actually have an American card from United States. So we put that one in, and guess what? It suddenly offered us only Czech crowns and euros for withdrawal. So I put in a Czech card, it offered euros, dollars, and Czech crowns. And then I put in a euro card, and it offered dollars and Czech crowns. It's getting complicated, but it knows what it's doing. And just to be clear, if you would actually decide to get dollars out of this ATM, therefore you must have a non-dollar card, it would cost you $85 extra on a $500 withdrawal, comparing it to the exchange office. I wanted to say next door, but it's literally the same door. The absurdity is that this company, through their PR agency, they actually promote the service of getting euros as being more beneficial for the customers, saying, who wants to go to an exchange office and when I go there it's closed and the rates are bad? Well, it's exactly the opposite. There's like 25 kids waiting to get a picture. I really can't wrap my head around this. I don't understand why, well, I do understand why you offer this service, but it really makes no sense to get euros in a non-euro country. It only makes sense if, once again, you're targeting tourists that roam or travel around Europe. So if you're Americans and you're starting your trip in the Czech Republic, and then you're following to Germany, France, Spain, and you see an ATM where you can get euros, you're like, oh, that might be a good idea. Let's get euros. Well, it's gonna cost you, and it's gonna cost you a lot. Now, when I thought that I discovered some secret that you cannot, and this sounds funny every time I say it, get euros from a Euronet ATM that offers euros from a euro account, impossible, they actually do say this on their website. They're putting it out there. They're like, well, if you have a euro account, we will not be able to give you euros out of a euro ATM. But they only give this piece of information on the Czech version of the website. If you go to their website in Czech, it will have an answer to that question. But if you select the exact same website in English, there's no mention of it whatsoever. I just found out. Because we do this show in both languages, Czech, where I'm reading it, but on the English website, it's not there. And there's an addition to the information, and that is, we do have certain ATMs where you can actually get euro from a euro account. But you have to call us. There's 80 of them, and we'll tell you the exact location. So we gave them a call. Na vaší webové stránce euronet.atm.cz.
Všetky bankomaty, ktoré majú označenie eur, by vám mali vedieť vydať eura, pokiaľ máte kartu, ktorá to podporuje.
Já mám eurovou kartu.
Zahraničná eurová, nejaká nemecká, slovenská, rakúska?
Německá.
S takou kartou si viete vybrať iba české koruny.
A s rakouskou?
Takisto.
A existuje nějaká eurová karta, ze kterou si můžu vybrat eura u vašeho bankomatu?
Neviem vám presne povedať.
Takže z eurové karty si z vašeho Euronet bankomatu, který nabízí výběr eura nevyberu.
Pokiaľ použijete českú kartu, tak si viete vybrať eura.
Ale z eurové karty
Koruny.
the exact location. So we gave them a call.
Kde ste našli túto informáciu?
Na vaší webové stránce euronet.atm.cz.
Všetky bankomaty, ktoré majú označenie eur, by vám mali vedieť vydať eura, pokiaľ máte kartu, ktorá to podporuje.
Já mám eurovou kartu.
Zahraničná eurová, nejaká nemecká, slovenská, rakúska?
Německá.
S takou kartou si viete vybrať iba české koruny.
A s rakouskou?
Takisto.
A existuje nějaká eurová karta, ze kterou si můžu vybrat eura u vašeho bankomatu?
Neviem vám presne povedať.
Takže z eurové karty si z vašeho Euronet bankomatu, který nabízí výběr eura nevyberu.
Pokiaľ použijete českú kartu, tak si viete vybrať eura.
Ale z eurové karty ne.
Z nemeckej karty nie.
Aha, a důvod?
Tak je to nastavené.
Tak je to nastavené. Dobře, moc díky, naschledanou. And that's how it's set up. Well, it's a pretty good setup. Just to clarify that we're unable to get euros from a Euronet ATM that dispenses euro from a euro account, we called the Euronet helpline.
Good afternoon, Karina Muszczarska. This is Euronet Infoline. How can I help you?
Hi there. I'm currently in Prague on a trip, and I'm trying to get euros out of ATM that says it dispenses euros, but for some reason I don't get the option.
Yes. So unfortunately, from our ATMs, the only way to withdraw euros is if you have a card with another face, like the country's money.
Wait, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I cannot get euros out of a euro ATM?
Yes, unfortunately, it would have to be either dollars or a card with the money from a Czech.
Oh, so if I get a Czech card, I can get euros, but not a euro card.
It doesn't have to. It isn't about the card, but it is more about the fact that the money inside the card are euros.
I'm sorry that it sounds weird, right?
So with our ATMs, there has to be like an exchange rate. But unfortunately, if, for example, a card with...
So there has to be an exchange. Exchange has to happen for you to allow me to use it.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
That now I do understand. So, but then there's like high fees.
Usually the fees are presented on the ATM screen, and there is the
Yeah.
possibility to read the
Yeah, because when my friend punched in his card that was Czech, and we were getting 1,000 euros out, it would convert to like 170 euros extra.
Yes.
Yeah, like you can. Yeah, because when my friend punched in his card that was Czech, and we were getting 1,000 euros out, it would convert to like 170 euros extra.
Yes.
Yeah, like you can imagine, we didn't really want to do that, right?
I understand.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you do. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, well, now you understand. Like, I don't sound crazy. The thing is crazy. Believe it or not, but Euronet actually just recently made the news in the Czech Republic, in our country, because they started to charge a fee for withdrawal to all Czech domestic cards. And it's a fee of 49 crowns. And many people said, well, that's a lot. I guess I'll be just using my home bank. But it came to me as a shock, because 49 crowns, a withdrawal fee? Don't you charge more to tourists? So we actually tested it. We put in a Czech card and it said, yeah, if you want cash, it's going to cost you 49, which is this in euros. But then we put in a European card, an American card, and it said, well, we're going to charge you 125 crowns for the withdrawal on top of all the other fees, which is this in euros. So if you use this machine and you're a local, you're paying this. And if you're a foreigner, you pay this. Almost would seem like double pricing, which is something I haven't seen since the 90s in this country, just when the communism fell. But I guess it only seems like that. We've reached out to Euronet for a statement on these issues, and this was their reply.
Why is it not possible to withdraw euros from Eurocard? The euro withdrawal from a Eurocard service is not available at all Euronet ATMs. Why do we have different fees for domestic withdrawals, 49 crowns, and international withdrawals? The exact amount of the fee for each type of transaction depends on various cost factors. The important thing is that this fee is clearly displayed and the customer is free to decide whether to continue or cancel the transaction.
Euronet actually, believe it or not, just now, as we're filming this episode, published a statement regarding one of our previous videos where they're saying, let's set the record straight or we're gonna place the facts. I may get to all of it eventually, but at the very end they're saying that their priority is availability and also transparency. Well, availability, yes. They're literally on every corner, on every major tourist destination, like Prague is. And with transparency, we're here to help with that. I mean, if the woman from one of the previous videos would know she's being charged 170 euros extra, and it would transparently be visible on the ATM, she wouldn't do the transaction. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to help with the transparency, just like we did in many cases, so people are aware of what they're doing. So to be completely fair, we're going after the same target. The reason we're making these videos is obviously to amplify whatever the service is, to make it as transparent as possible, because sometimes the companies tend to not be, let's say, 100% transparent. And I believe that the customers of certain companies would maybe change their mind if they were aware of all the things that are about to happen to their accounts and to their money. And to prove this, if you actually look at reviews or ratings of, for example, these ATMs, you'll find out that it's very hard to actually find a satisfied customer. Usually you'll come across people who would change their mind if they would, again, be using such service. So beware when you come to Prague or wherever you travel, always try to get as much information as possible. That's what the Honest Guide here is for. We'll be here with another video next week. Bye-bye. And at the end, I'm going to teach you a Czech word, which is how to say transparency. It's going to be easy for you. It's transparentnost. Transparentnost is transparency.